Hey there, welcome to the movie library. Tonight I got a couple things to show you guys. I'm going to do kind of like a mini review. We're going to be doing the comment section as always. And I wanted to do like kind of a theme or a topic one. And since I'm going to be, looks like I'm looking to get some Amicus and some Hammer for my birthday this year, we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to do Amicus versus Hammer tonight here on the movie library. Hey there, so I picked up two things. One came from Amazon finally, and the other one I picked up at the local Walmart. And first one I grabbed was Victor Crowley. I finally got to sit down and watch this. So I watched the movie, I watched the interview with the director, and I watched the hour long, I think it's about an hour long making of the movie Victor Crowley as well. So, as you guys I'm sure are aware, Victor Crowley is the fourth in the Hatchet series of films. A movie that nobody expected to come out. We thought that he was pretty much done with the Hatchet films, but actually he was done with the Hatchet films. It was at a convention, and it was there with George Romero. And at the time, like the director Adam Green's life had been tumultuous to say the least, and he had been feeling pretty down. And kind of wondering if he had made any real impact with any of the films that he made, if anybody really cared. And a lot of bad stuff had happened in a very short period of time. So George Romero had found out that about that, and when they were there, George Romero took him aside after George Romero's panel, and George Romero got like a standing ovation, which the late George Romero definitely deserves. And he said, "So, what do you think of that?" And then he's like, "That's fantastic. You deserve the applause." And he's like, "No." He said, "Look over there. So, there's like a guy with a Hatchet shirt. And there's another person with a Hatchet shirt. And so with from Adam Green's like the other things Adam Green did. So when are you going to give him another Hatchet film?" And he's like, I'm not sure about that." And George Romero kind of like told him. He said, "You've made a difference. Look at all these people that are here wearing those shirts." And it got him to thinking, and he went back home and he made Victor Crowley. And good news, guys, a lot of times you'll hear people like speak like really passionately about something that they're going to, and you get something like Return to Sleepaway Camp, where you want to love it, but because you know that there's people behind the scenes really seem like they loved it. But like a lot of the Hellraiser films, like you just really can't totally commit yourself to it. You can't say, "Yeah, I like the stuff people behind it, but I'm not quite sure if I totally believe in the film." It's not the case here. I totally believe in Victor Crowley. Adam Green did an amazing job with this film. He really brought the film back up again. He didn't direct part 3. He didn't direct that last Hatchet film. And not to take anything away from the last director, but it does show. Adam Green handles the character of Victor Crowley and like the whole world around him extremely well. He's got to be the one directing these things. He does a great job. Perry Sheen is back. Perry Sheen or Shen is back again in the role that he played in Hatchet 3. Because this time, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Hatchet 3 yet, but it was made a few years back, so you probably should have by now. His character survived. So it's a fun little film. Felissa Rose is in this film. Tiffany Shepps is in this film. It is a great film. It's got a great cast. Highly recommend. Don't download it. Don't even digital it. Buy the movie. Get a nice physical copy. Look how snazzy and nice this looks. I got the DVD because that was the only thing I could get in my area. It just costs about like $12 here, and that's Canadian, and at my Walmart. So come on, guys, grab up Victor Crowley. It deserves it. It takes on, it helps the slasher genre live on, and it does a great job. Adam Green is fantastic in this. There's a nice little twist for you guys at the end there, a little like a bonus after credit sequence. So make sure that you stay for that. And aside from that, this movie here, for the Adam Green interview alone, is definitely worth it. I would have paid the $12 just for the Adam Green interview, just for the making of. But I got a great film too, which is an extra big bonus. So there you go, Victor Crowley, fantastic film, fantastic extras, definitely something that I 110% recommend. And what came in the mail from Amazon? Well, it's a Scream Factory that I've been wanting for quite a while, guys, and that is Hell Night. So Hell Night is a favorite movie of mine from back in the 80s. It's an early 80s film, and it's one of the slashers. One of the ones, the big ones that had not come out yet. It has Linda Blair in this one, starring in this. Peter Barton is in this as well. I think it's Timothy Van Patten, right? No, Vincent Van Patten. I got the wrong Van Patten. So I got Vincent Van Patten. Goodwin is in this as well. Jenny Newman. Kevin Brophy does a great job. He has Kevin Brophy plays the guy that he's kind of like the leader of the fraternity. So he's running the Hell Night. So he's got this really big like monologue thing to deliver at the beginning of the film, like pretty much setting up the movie, and what's going to go on, and what's going to happen throughout it. Now, Hell Night is one that I hadn't seen in a while because this is one that didn't make it to Blu-ray as far as I know. I know there was a DVD out there somewhere, but I was never able to get a copy of it. The last time I saw Hell Night was on the old VHS. Yeah, it's been a while. So it was like going in with new eyes. I hadn't seen it for a while, and it's fantastic. Actually, it's a great film. It's way better than I remembered it being. I love the characters, the characterization. Everybody like it's done in one night. It's all set in one. Literally, it is Hell Night. It's set in Hell Night, and you got these guys that are going to like a presumably haunted mansion, and again they've got to spend the night, and of course something is actually there, and people die. The characters in this film, though, are extremely likable. That is something that a lot of slasher movies just got wrong or just didn't take the time to do. And that's make your characters, you only got like 80, 90 minutes with these characters. Do your best to use that little bit of time, aside from like showing off your kills and all that, and having the makeup and stuff. That's all fantastic. And then they got some great stuff in here. But make sure that you care about the characters that get killed off. That there's a bit of a punch, and especially with one character that does get killed off in this film, especially goes through a hell of a lot. And when this character dies, and this character dies off screen, which I'm perfectly fine with because I love the way that was actually done. It was the way it was set up. It's a gut punch. It's a big gut punch because this character has done so much, and nobody plays it the way that you really think they're going to. You got like the guy that seems kind of like jockish, a little bit sex crazy, played by Vincent Van Patten. You have got like Peter Barton, who's a darker character. And by the way, just so you guys know, this is another one of these where the collector's editions really, really mean a lot. This baby got pushed back a bit when it was originally supposed to come out, and the reason that it did was because they poured on a bunch of new special features on it. There's a great interview with Linda Blair, a fantastic interview with her. There's a fantastic interview with Peter Barton. I learned a lot about him, and I gained a lot of respect for him. Now, I remembered Peter Barton when I was growing up because I used to watch a show called The Powers of Matthew Starr. It was a short-lived sci-fi series that he was a star of. He acted in like a soap opera as well, like Young and the Restless or Bold and the Beautiful. I think it was Young and the Restless. But I knew him mostly from Powers of Matthew Starr. I was a big fan. I love those like genre sci-fi shows of the back in the 80s. Automan, all those things. But this was around the time of that. Now his life, he had a darker, like more, there's a lot. Like definitely look into it. There's a interview, kind of an in-conversation thing with Suki Goodwin and Vincent Van Patten. They're both there sitting down together talking. That is fantastic. They do a great job, and they're honest about everything, about how things are going on. They talk about what was. They're all honest. Peter Barton is brutally honest about his. And when I'm saying he's being honest, man, he's not dishing dirt on other people. He is talking about himself and some of the deeper, darker things that he was going through in his life at that time, and it kind of affected how he would choose roles. Again, I thought this was a great film, wonderful transfer of the film. Some people were iffy on the transfer. This movie was done back in, was it 1981? Yeah, 1981. And it looks fantastic. I think it looks fantastic. Definitely for a 1981 low-budget slasher film. My God, yes. How picky can you get? But no, I really like the film. I got to listen to, is there a commentary on this thing? Yeah, there's a commentary with cast and crew. I gotta listen to that because all the features on here have just been fantastic. There's a feature on it with the writer of the film as well. Just there's a lot of stuff on here of like super excited about this one. It's a Scream Factory Collector's Edition. It does belong in your collection. It was up and above in like the $30 price range originally. It dropped to like just about 28, I think it was here in Canada. So I said, I want this movie really bad. That's not a bad price for it at all. Grabbed it. Actually, it was a while coming actually, because this one here was the reason that I ended up not getting the Twilight Times. I really wanted to get like Audrey Rose, and really wanted to get the Believers, and they both sold out. So, but I'm not regretting my decision at all. Hell Night is a fantastic film. I love this one. Great addition by Scream Factory. They knocked it at the park there. And speaking of which, we're also going to talk about we got a loaded show tonight because we have to talk about the Arrow releases as well, the Arrow announcements, because there's some great stuff that we're going to talk about there. And I was actually I was asked to talk about it. Now, the other film that I watched this week, well, I watched a lot of films this week, but that I want to talk to you guys about is the one that means the world to me, and that is To Live and Die in L.A. Again, it is just, I'm talking about this one before, I'm not talking about a lot. Great film, William Peterson, Willem Dafoe. It's Pankow, right? John Pankow. Yeah, John Pankow, Darlene Flugel. She's passed away. John Turturro, Deborah Fruer, and Dean Stockwell. Just a great cast, a fantastic film. If you don't own this, either get the Scream or the Shout, get the Arrow or the Shout Factory. I don't care which one you get, but get it. Have it in your collection. The theme song to this is the song that I listen to before each and every one of these videos that I make because it just pumps me up and it makes me feel so good. So there you go. There's 3 movies that I highly recommend that you have in your collection. Fantastic films. I do think that all of them, if you like slasher movies at all, definitely have Hell Night in your collection. It's a 1981. And if you're a fan of horror and you're a fan of the slasher genre, you know what it means when I say early 80s slasher film. Really good early 80s slasher film. That's the diamond. That's the diamond time for a lot of these slasher films. A lot of the really good stuff came out in the early 80s. 81, 82 are years that are highly, that are talked about very highly for fans of the slasher movie genre. To Live and Die in L.A. is just a phenomenal film with the big shocker near the end. It is a great film. If you haven't seen it, watch it. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Please don't go on don't Google or Wiki it before you watch the film. It plays better if you don't. And Victor Crowley, Adam Green, he came back. He brought back the character of Victor Crowley. Definitely a big step up from Hatchet 3. It's a fantastic film, fantastic features on all 3 of those that I just showed you there. So if you buy the Arrow edition of To Live and Die in L.A., if you buy you buy Victor Crowley, if you buy Hell Night, you're getting fantastic films, and you're also getting fantastic features on every one of those films as well. I'll be right back, and we'll talk about the Arrow stuff next, and then we'll get into the Hammer versus Amicus. So a couple days before Arrow announced their main releases, they put out this here clue for the. Let me see if you can see it right there. Okay, got a little bit of glare. Hopefully you can see that. It's vampire fangs. There you go. That got a lot of people speculating on what this could be. There was a lot of different suggestions. Some people thought it was going to be Fright Night 2. Some people thought it was going to be Vampire's Kiss. Some people thought it was going to be Transylvania 6 5000. Some people thought it was going to be Near Dark. And there was a lot of different things. There were a couple that I wanted it to be. And I will tell you right out now, I'm going to be bluntly honest, I'll tell you what I didn't want it to be. I did not want it to be Vampire's Kiss. That does have a Scream Factory release. I know it maybe doesn't have a release over in the UK, but it's an okay film, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of love for Vampire's Kiss. I'm going to get a little bit of hate for this, but do I think it's like, there's something that I'm really, that's a day one type of buy for me? No, not at all. Transylvania 6 5000, I got to be honest, guys, I didn't really like that movie when I watched it. I got it here on an Anchor Bay, like I think it's a double feature one with Elvira or something like that. So I think where a lot of people thought Elvira was coming from Arrow, that they figured maybe Transylvania 65000, which is a double bill of that one, is going to be coming as well. I definitely would have to watch it again, but no, I was not a fan of Transylvania 65000. Now, I might be a fan, I haven't watched it now, but it's not something either way that there are horror comedies that I do like and I got in my collection that I think that everybody should have, and ones that I don't have yet, like Student Bodies, that I'd really like to get. That really means a lot to me from my youth. Neither Transylvania 65000 or Vampire's Kiss are one of those films. So when they did finally announce what that vampire film was, I was extremely excited because it is the one that I wanted most. I mean, I love Fright Night. Fright Night 2 is a fun film. It's no Fright Night, but it's a fun film, and it would be great to have it released on Blu-ray. But I wanted this much more. This is something I was really excited about. So I'm going to go over all 5 of the releases here, and I'm going to do it like I don't normally do this, but I'll do this from like and I'm not knocking any of the releases. It's just I'm going to do it from least exciting for me. But still, none of these, by the way, none of these are least exciting. But what I want to do is get up to my top release for May, for Arrow Video. So, because I've already got it, it's already something in my collection. Now, if you're in the UK and you don't have the Kino release, this is a big one. This is a good one. This is one that people have been waiting for a long time. And that's Rawhead Rex. Now, I got the Kino release, and I think it's fantastic. I love the cover, the slip cover, and all that. That's one thing I'm not big on the Arrow one, is I don't like the cover, but because I think Kino knocked it in the park with the cover, and features are pretty much similar. I think there's one extra feature that might be on the Rawhead Rex release, but not enough for me to want to get it, like to re-get it. I love Rawhead Rex, but not enough to re-get it. I mean, like down the road on a really cheap sale to get that extra feature, if I was going to like be doing a big in-depth review of Rawhead Rex, maybe I'd get it then just for that reason. But that being said, it's a fantastic. If I didn't have Rawhead Rex and Kino hadn't put out Rawhead Rex, I'd be over the moon about the release of Rawhead Rex. It's it's a fun film. It's a brutal film, and it doesn't pull any punches. It's very more Clive Barker-ish in some other films. Now, I know Clive Barker is not a huge fan of this film, but this one pulls like less punches. This is going to be controversial here because it's something that it does, and we all know what that is. It's more of it's a bigger shocker than Hellraiser in a lot of ways. With that it goes there, that it actually goes there and actually does that. A couple things that it does, and a couple things are very Barkerish. There's something that the monster does. One of the deaths in the film. I don't want to spoil it. One thing that the monster does to the kind of the defrocked type priest near the end of the film. That's that as well. Very, very Clive Barkerish. I know Clive Barker. I don't know if he didn't like the makeup, like the monster suit or whatever, but maybe wanted to be more Val Lewton-esque and like keep more in the shadows. But I did like this film. I really did. So like it's least exciting for me because I've already got it. But it's a fantastic film. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'll tell you right out before you even get it in this. This is a really good month. May is a pocketbook hurting month, usually for collectors, especially this month. Next up is Dark Blue with Kurt Russell. Again, that was done back. I know it's set in like 1992 just around the Rodney King riots and stuff like that. Don't remember the film extremely well, but it is one that I do want to pick up. I'm a big fan of Kurt Russell. And just looking forward to that film. Why did it go above like Rawhead Rex? I'm a really huge fan of Rawhead Rex, probably because I don't have it. But Rawhead Rex would probably be more exciting for me if I had it. If I didn't have it. But next up is a Joe D'Amato film called Death Smalls on a Murder. Now, I like Joe D'Amato. He's significantly sleazy. A lot of people ask me like, well, do you remember this one? Is it going to be like bloody enough? Or is it going to have nudity and stuff in it? Well, I don't remember it. So it's going to be a buy for me. It's going to be fairly blind buy because I do not remember the film, and it's not. And I'm sure once I start watching it, I may know it under another name. I might put it in, and I'm like, oh, that film. Or it may be like, oh, one that passed me by, and I'm like, oh, great, a film that I haven't seen. Fantastic. So either way, it's a blind buy for me when I get it. I'm going to keep like from looking up any information on it and skip the film. Next up is one that that's going to be topping everybody's list, but not mine today, for the most anticipated May release, and that is Last House on the Left. Yes, they're putting out a special, super awesome collector's edition of Last House on the Left, and it's going to be like, it's all in there. They got like different versions of the film. There's like postcards. There's features. It's totally filled, as we would say in like Halloween. Totally filled with bonus stuff. If you're at all a fan of Last House on the Left, you're definitely going to want this film. If you're not a fan of Last House on the Left, it's probably not going to change your mind, because it is disturbing material that's not something that everybody's going to be able to sit through. I do think it's a good film. I do think it's an important film, but I definitely understand people that would have hard problems watching Last House on the Left, and I don't think anybody should demonize anybody for feeling that way. But yeah, definitely, it's a buy for me. It's a buy. But the number one is that vampire film I told you guys about. It's not one film though. It's not two films. It is three vampire films. And they're from Toho. Yeah, from Toho Studios. And you know Toho Studios are not the easiest people to get stuff from. So when I was younger, in my probably like late teens, early 20s, my dad had these VHS tapes they're really hard movies to get. And one was called Evil of Dracula, and one was called Lake of Dracula. And they were like Japanese films, like vampire films, very much done in the style of Hammer. A lot of gore, like it had some like gore in there, very Hammer-esque with the girls, and the suave Dracula. Really great job. And there was a third film called The Vampire Doll, which he didn't have, so I wasn't able to see. And my dad had praised those movies up, and I think he's got like a DVD, or so he's got some type of copy of it. I don't think it's a burn or anything like that. No, I think he actually bought one online, bought like a DVD copy of it back when I think it was online for a short time, or that he got it from another country or something. But the Bloodthirsty trilogy is the the moniker of the three films, and it's Vampire Doll, Evil of Dracula, and Lake of Dracula. I'm not sure which order they're in, but we'll go with that. Okay. They are three films that I really have wanted to own for a very long time. They're movies that I wanted in my collection, and above any other Japanese film that I got, and even one of my favorites, like it's just fantastic. I'm very excited about it. The other announcement they made was that on the Amazon, like the Arrow Video part of the Amazon UK channel, because apparently there's an Arrow Video part of the UK channel, which had Amazon Prime UK. But even if I got it, I wouldn't be able to get the thing. Now we can get BritBox here, though. That's something, I guess. They announced Baby. The movie, The Baby is going to be. I think it was Synapse or Severin, one of them, put out The Baby like on a Blu-ray. They only had 1,000 copies of it. So if you find it now, you usually find it a little bit pricey, and you'll find it on eBay. But they're doing it for Amazon. They're putting it on the Amazon channel, and they did make an announcement shortly after that yes, The Baby will also be a release in the near future from Arrow Video on Blu-ray as well. So again, fantastic news on that. Another film that I will want to pick up. It's a little strange film, again, not for everybody, but definitely something that I do want to pick up. So there you go, guys. 6 releases coming out. Well, really, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 releases. If you really want a trilogy, it's like separate releases. But definitely pick them up. Last House on Left, $24.99 pounds. Bloodthirsty trilogy, I think it's $29.99. I think Rawhead Rex, Dark Blue, and Death Smiles on a Murder are all right now on pre-order in Amazon UK for $14.99. Might want to check out what the price in the Arrow Video store is as well. And The Baby, I'm sure that's going to be like $14.99 when it comes out as well. There you go, guys. That's the Arrow Video releases. That's my thoughts on them. It's a great month. May is a great, tempting month for me. There's some stuff coming in from Scream as well. I think that may be the month that House of Drips Blood comes out as well. Damn, there's going to be so much coming out in May, and I really am like, after my birthday, I'm going to be like slowing down on my buying a bit because for reasons that I'll talk about later on. Not today, but I'll talk about later on. Because, but it's for good reasons. Again, guys, what's next? Well, we're going to get to the comment section, and then we're going to do that thing you've been waiting for. I know you've been waiting for it. You want to hear about it? Amicus versus Hammer. So I keep switching it around. That way you don't know which one I prefer. Oh, so I'm going back a ways here because I think I got to catch up a bit on like my on the comment section. I'll give you a little story before this. My better half went for 2 weeks, and came time to bring the garbage. So it's cold, and like I live more in the woodsy type area right now. So the thing is, we gotta like to get out early because there's been coyotes around recently, and actually a couple animals got I think a dog and stuff got taken apart by some coyotes because it's coyote mating season around here. Now they don't usually like go on like with people or anything like that, but my better half didn't want to have that worry on her conscience either of like she's gone for business and she comes home and like I'm coyote whatever. So I'm talking to her on the phone. We're FaceTiming because we're Apple people. We're hipsters, and I'm like, okay, you stay here. I'll just leave the phone here, and I'm just gonna put on my light coat. I'll put the garbage out because it was dark by this point. We had forgotten to do it earlier. It was my fault. And I said I'll run down. There's like 5 bags of garbage because I got the litter and stuff to bring down too. So normally what I'll do is my better half will be there, and I'll usually go through either bring it up and I'll go through the front door. That way I'm sure that the door's not locked, or I'll go through the basement door because there's a side basement entrance that we use, and that's got a really strong lock on it. So I'll leave it open a bit. So you guys see where this is going, right? I bring garbage out, and I close the basement door, and I start bringing garbage down. And I get down there, and I slip because it's really freaking slippery out. And I'm wearing my sneakers, and I'm when I shouldn't have been. And it's cold. It's really cold, and I've just got like a light jacket on because I'm only gonna be out there for a couple minutes. I don't have my phone on me. Get the garbage out, and go back up. And I realize, yes, right, I closed the basement door. I just go through the front door, and as I'm going up around, I'm like, my better half is gone out of town. And did I unlock that door before I went out to bring this garbage? Because the basement door locks solid behind you. Because I don't think there's a front door. It's a house, but the front door is just more show. It's never used unless you're moving stuff in and out. So for just before I even went to it, I said, okay, I'm going to go to the front door. I'm going to check the front door, see if it's unlocked just in case. So I went to the front door, totally locked. And I go to the side door, the basement door, just to see, maybe I didn't catch all the way through. But it did, and it's solid. It's not going to open. I go around, open up the screen door, and sometimes the door like sticks a bit. So I'm like, okay, but I can tell that it's not opening. It is locked. So I'm outside in a light jacket, no phone, because my phone is on my kitchen table where it was left, where I was FaceTiming my better half, saying I'll just be back in a second. So this way, you got nothing to worry about. You can stay on the phone with me. And my keys are in my winter jacket. So I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to do? I look around to see if there's any window or anything open, and nothing's there. Now I do have two, neighbors, kind of farther away on each side. One that I've never met really, except from away from a window, so I don't really know what they're like or who they know. They look like nice enough people, but and there's another guy, an elderly not elderly, but an older gentleman that's retired. He lives on his own. So I went over to knock on his door after about like 15 minutes of just trying to figure out what to do. I was freezing. So he came out and he had his cat with him. And I knew he was good people as soon as I saw him with a cat, because you like cats, you like cats and dogs. You're okay with me. You're good people. And he let me come in, warm up. I went to make a phone call. I didn't know who to call right away. I was going to, because I didn't have the numbers. The only number I could really think about was like, well, he knew the number of the person that plows the snow out of the driveway, because we have a huge driveway. It comes all the way up a hill, and obviously that's not something I'm going to be shoveling. Not unless I get more he-manly, and I'm not there yet. So I called him first to see if he knew like the guy that would have the key. So he did, but he was out. So he'd be home in like about half an hour, something like that. And so I said, I'll take a chance and I'll call my better half. And I'm glad I did, because she was about ready to panic. She did, here she was waiting for me to come back and waiting for me to come back, and I wasn't coming back. I didn't come back. I didn't come back. I didn't come back. She didn't know who to call. She was in another province, and no way of getting a hold of me. So needless to say, she was panicking. So she called the guy that takes care of her cats when we're out of town, and he had the extra key there. So luckily that he did, and he came up like 10 minutes later. He was up. Like, I went to wait outside for him because I didn't want to miss him. This was my chance, and so I was freezing. I was like waiting outside. My face was numb. I had no hat on, and I was just, every part of me was cold, and I was moving around and walking around and whatever I could do to keep warm. Luckily, he came by, got back in, called my better half back. She said, "Don't ever do that to me again." Since then, every time I go out, I got my keys in my pocket. I take my phone with me. I take my wallet with me, and I take my big winter coat and form of protection. So just to make sure, because I'm going out in the wilderness now. Hopefully, like the most of the winter part is over now, but let's just say, hopefully, that ain't going to happen anytime in the near future. So there you go. There's a little story from me, and when I come back, we're going to talk about the comment section, and then we're going to get to it. Hammer versus Amicus. Who's going to win? Even before I say it, make your comment down there. Tell me who you think's going to win. All right, so here we are for the comment section portion of the video. This is my favorite portions to do. And we'll start off here with a comment by Bailey Walsh. And I'm going to preface that by saying, if you are not subscribed to Bailey Walsh's channel and you're watching my channel, if you're into stuff like Criterions and Eureka's BFI, stuff like that, then definitely check out Bailey's channel. Bailey Walsh is definitely a younger YouTuber, more akin to the age of like my oldest child, and around that age. Maybe a little bit younger even, actually. But she collects Criterions, and she does a great. It is so refreshing to see like a younger person that's really into a lot of this stuff. She like talks about it's so cool to see like them seeing this new, like seeing stuff like Bergman and Cocteau, and Fellini, like with fresh like new eyes, and that's fantastic. She has a great channel, so check it out. So she loved Friday Nights. They had great taste already. Didn't get the Twilight Time release. Was upset about that at the time. If you didn't get it yet, I recommend the Eureka release, which has the "You're So Cool, Brewster." That's a really bad imitation of like Stephen Jeffries, by the way. Bad impressions. But I do recommend it, Bailey. So check it out. So she did get 3 films: Criterion Flash Sale, Summer Interlude, Summer with Monica. 2 of my favorites, actually. I like those Bergman ones. They're not 7 Sealish like Bergman films. They're lighter Bergman. And Tempopo, which is a personal favorite of mine. When I was growing up, well, wasn't growing. When I was in college, CBC used to have this CBC International Films late night, and CBC was like the regular broadcasting channel that we had around there, kind of like our PBS, because you want to call it, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Every Saturday night, they'd show like a different international film. And I remember the first one that I caught on there was Tempopo. And loved it. I mean, I got really into it. Me and my cousin watched it, and she really liked it too. And then after that, we'd had some friends over when I was in college, and we'd like sit down and watch the international movie night, order some pizza, some donaires, which I couldn't eat because I had a bad experience with donaires when I was younger. But anyway, check out Bailey's channel. And by the way, those are fantastic pics, Bailey. And Bailey mentioned that there may be that it's been hinted at that there may be a Bergman set coming. If she watches Criterion Cast for the Criterion Cast podcast, and she said that a Bergman set, which is since blah, 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 Centennial. My God, can't get it out tonight. Bergman, they'll could be doing the set. I got a lot of comments here from Leroy Green. He watched 8 Million Ways to Die, and again, he agrees with me. It did suffer from bad editing. Andy Garcia kind of reminded him of like 20 Montana. I get that. Suggest I listen to the commentary in 10 minutes, which I really got to because I do like that movie. And he does mention the Eureka version of Fright Night for the You're Too Cool Brewster. I'm not going to do that bad impression again. I won't make you suffer through it twice. James Ayers here basically said he likes the bite-sized videos that I do as well, that I just started doing, and hopes that my wife gets better soon. Well, she's better half. Well, she'll be. She's in another province right now, and hopefully she's feeling a lot better. Leroy schooled me a bit more on like the Bruce Lee stuff. Like told me, not schooled me in a good way. Talks about the trailers of Fury, which the one that I got. He said the other one's great as well. He's met Rick Meyer a few times, the guy that is pretty much an expert on this type of stuff. Rick Meyer knows his stuff. Leroy Green knows his stuff too. By the way, Leroy's fantastic when it comes to that stuff. And he gave me like some stuff to look towards that he thought would be right up my alley. And those are two channels that I'm going to mention here right now. So basically, the New 80s Revolution, and I think I mentioned it on the last video. Kitty. He said did a really good job, and all right. So you've got to you can't just. Okay, no. Say no. Alright, so I got some of this, okay? I don't want this to get tangled up in, because this is my second mic that I've had to buy in like 2 months, because the other one got like messed up. So where was I? I forgot where I was. I apologize. I have a cat on me and like hidden's away, so. He said to check out these. Oh, that's my Max version 2. I'm thinking V2, just use version 2. Any thoughts on the DC showcase films they made in 2010, 2011? The Green Arrow short is free on YouTube. I remember liking them. It's been a long time, so I can't say like, okay, these were all fantastic. But from what I saw and what I remember actually liking them. But I'd have to really rewatch them again before I could give you an honest opinion on it, to be totally honest with you. Tim Hayes, I love Tim. You're awesome. Where do you find the time to do so many videos? I don't, unfortunately, now find the time as much as I used to. I will be able to come home after work and just watch a movie or have a drink. And drink tea, by the way, guys. Sorry to disappoint you. Oh, no, careful. You are adorable, you know that? Okay. You can see my cat, guys. Alright. My shy did not want to be on the film cat. His name is Scaredy. And he's a bit of a sook. But you're adorable, and I love you. Tim asked me how to find some time. It's actually been harder lately, Tim, to get videos made. Now, over the last week, that I got like 4 or 5 out in a row, like one day after the other, and that is the schedule that I like to try and keep on when I can. So when my better half has gone away for 2 weeks now, so this video that you're seeing here It's going to be, probably there's going to be another video. Going to be a couple videos done that we do at the same time because it'll be done within like a 2-week period. But my mom's coming on Wednesday, so I may not get to make another video till the end of the week. I mentioned the Grindhouse trailer classics from Nucleus. It says 3 and 4 are the most obscure trailers. And he's still waiting to get Volume 5, waiting on Volume 5 to come out. So, this is really distracting. But I want to get those. I only have the first volume so far. You're adorable, cat. You're adorable. Again, Tim likes the bite-sized ones as well, so it's kind of cool to get that out there. It mentions most of the 2-disc midnight movies that were put out were either Fox, 20th Century Fox titles. Fox took over the line and started adding cult movies from their library at the end. Then like Shout, Kino, Olive, and Arrow just started getting the MGM cult movies, but they didn't get any of the really the Fox versions of the MGM midnight movies. So that's probably why we didn't see any of theirs yet. Which is great to know, because a lot of the stuff I find it from you guys. Hank Sampson here, by the way, said, have you ever considered doing a video with your father, since he's obviously an influence on this passion of yours? I would love to do a movie with a video with my dad. Also a podcast with my dad down the road as well. Like have him in probably like a British horror films related podcast. He's really into that stuff, or like a Nashi related one. I want to do, because I'm going to theme my podcast like you should do with a good podcast. You put a theme on it. Like not for every podcast. Like each podcast will have a different theme. So what is considered the city for you English-speaking Canadians? Unfairly, almost all of them. To be completely honest with you, almost all of them are English-speaking. Like, we're supposed to be a bilingual country, and many more people are bilingual than used to be. You definitely you have like French immersion that here now as well, but you have the option. I don't think that growing up now, it should be like an option. I think French and English you should have like anyway. You go, okay, kitty. Okay, you gotta move there now. He doesn't know how to retract, to put in his claws sometimes. So, and I have like cat allergies, just so you guys know. So when he claw me, I usually have to like end up making sure that area is like well washed afterwards. So he got me. Oh, no, baby. He kind of clawed me, so yikes. Okay, you have to get down now because I've got to. Okay, can you move over? Okay. I do love you. He's doing the cute thing. Hold on. I apologize. Anyway, so Quebec is where a lot more, Quebec and Ontario, we get most of the French-speaking people. Also New Brunswick. There's a few provinces that are like highly French-speaking. Newfoundland has a lot of French-speaking people as well. But I think there's always room for improvement. Always room for more. Any country in the world can improve on things, and that is Canada. You got to improve on your bilingualism. We're getting there slowly. 2 languages. I'm a big guy. I really need to. I'm learning French slowly, really slowly. I'm older. Take me a little longer to learn French because I'm older. Learn when you're young, guys. So if you're younger, you're watching this video, learn another language. Learn French, learn Spanish, something like that. Don't just have English, because I'll be honest with you, that narrows your job market considerably. My better half speaks 3 languages, and I'm not going to lie, that has gotten her some amazing jobs. So, movie Mac here again, awesome dude, said that he picked up. We mentioned before that he picked up Threads. He said it's more realistic than the day after. Whoa, okay. So he's got 5 more Blu-rays from Kino coming. One of them is the Pink Panther cartoon collection. I think he got them from the sale. It's going on. It went on to the 28th, which is soon, actually. You can still get that in there. By the time you see the video, it's going to be after 28th. So Movie Mac, he got the steelbooks too. He got two steelbooks. He has Tenebrae and Suspiria, and he's going to be getting Phenomena too from Snaps. A little pricey for me, but I did get one of them for a birthday gift once. I got the Tenebrae one, so I was really excited about that. Tim Hayes found my Instagram page and started following it, giving likes to my kitty photos. Thank you. One of the cases right there that you gave likes to. That's Charm007 if you want to check out my Instagram. Lemon Dodd's here wondering if that could put like Blu-ray releases of his films in limbo. I mean, it could. Look at what happened with the Russ Meyer situation, where like any movies that were owned by the estate is being like tightly held by the estate. So it's really going to matter who has the rights to those Uli Lomo films. If it's Uli Lomo's estate, or if it's like different companies, depending on where he who he made the movies for. It's going to be like a big rights issue. It's a lot easier when like people are looking to license a film if the person that made the film and has the rights to it is still around. It can be a bit more of a crapshoot that way, but we'll see anyway. Movie Mac here again. Hey, checking out Movie Mac. It said that the only minute movie that he got is the one, The Beast Within, which he also got the Scream Factory edition of, and he's going to get the Arrow edition of too. You really like The Beast Within, don't you? It's a good. Actually, I think it's Philip Morrow's best out of his like Warfish type films. Tim Hayes says that the one upside with ordering from Shout and Scream Factory directly is that they ship the pre-orders 2 weeks before their street date, so that's really good. And they do ship them before the street date here in Canada as well. So we may not get them like 2 weeks before, but we're making them a week before, and that's still really good. So although like a rag on them a bit for not having like for not giving free shipping at a certain price the way that Vinegar Syndrome does, I do really like Scream Factory, and I like the stuff that I do appreciate all the stuff that they do put out. So don't think when I rag on them about the shipping stuff that I'm not a fan of Scream Factory. Just look behind me. I'm a huge fan of their company, and I'm going to continue to support them. I just hope that talking about this maybe like edges it a bit. Tim also mentioned there's 3 different cheerleader movies: the cheerleaders, the swinging cheerleaders, or Revenge of the Cheerleaders, which I have 2 of the 3 of. You're absolutely 100% correct. Mark Stewart mentions here he doesn't mind a cheesy low budget horror. So he's going to like, because I mentioned Splatter University to him, so I think I like Splatter University. And he said that I'm his favorite YouTuber, and that really means a lot to me, because there are a lot of fantastic YouTubers out there, and that you can check out, and I will keep pimping some of those names as I come across them. And if you make comments down to channels that you like, I mention those as well. This is good. So Tim's was listening to one of my videos about reading a list of Russ Meyer films, and I mentioned Kit and Natividad, and his mom could hear me in the background, and she thought I was speaking in a different language because 1, I got the Canadian accent, 2, I talk fast, and I lived in like Alberta. I lived in from Newfoundland, and at a time I probably could have done the whole auctioneer thing. So yeah, I can understand why your mom would think I'm speaking in another language. And just for you, Tim, because I'm talking about Russ Meyer films, you're probably better off with that. You haven't gotten forgotten. Thank you, Tim. So there's a lot of great YouTube channels out there as well. The Wicker Boy, by the way, who actually made a comment recently, a fantastic guy. Falgar, Darren Croter, so many people that are that he mentioned there in the apparently Wicker Boy had a contest recently. I do watch the Wicker Boy's channel. I missed out on that. Basically because not because I didn't know. Did I know of it? I think I did know of it. It's just that I wasn't sure if my video entry would get there in time. So, because I'm unsure, like when my video's getting done up now. James Hayes, here we go. I should start ordering from Diabolique. They have fast shipping, the package are ordered securely, and they're super easy to deal with. I really want to, James. Diabolique is one of those companies that I've been dying to order from for quite a while now, and I'm looking forward to. I just want to see what the shipping's like. They got good shipping, and they come faster in Canada. Then that'll be like a company that'll go with a lot. I mean, like I go with Amazon usually because I'm an Amazon Prime member, but there's a lot of movies that Amazon doesn't get and don't get at the right price. But if they get some of those nice indicators at a nice price point, I'm definitely going to be getting some Diabolique. And just in case you think that me mentioning indicator is like an indication of me leaning towards one company, like because their indicators printed the hammer sets. Also know that indicator put out Torture Guard, which is an Amicus film. So, same. Grandmaster Gav 86, another fantastic like guy that knows a lot about martial arts films. Mentions Lampy Man 101. So you want to it's definitely one to check out. He did like some movies on some videos on like video nasties, which I've seen a few of actually. Yeah, I've subbed to the channel. I've subbed to all the channels you guys mentioned, by the way. Dino Cabani, and I hope I got that right. Here said that he subs to a few channels. He likes mine immensely. Thank you. It feels like always comes out feeling like you've learned something new or got a good recommendation. So hopefully I can give you some good recommendations today with the three that I mentioned be up there before. And he asked me about my system, about like how I put things together. Well, as you can see from behind me, I like to put things together by studio label. Now, eventually, I'm going to be adding in more shelving and stuff like that. But even before that, once I get my cabinet, my display cabinet straightened away, I'm going to do a new tour of the movie library with the updated look and the updated system. So you'll get a lot more look at my films then and the organizing system that I have. I'll just give you a quick rundown though. Over there, like what I'm looking at, which you guys can't see, that's my animation TV, which wraps around along with my Doctor Who, my British and Canadian TV show stuff, gangster, film noir, various movie sets. And then up top there you see that's like Arrow, and after the Arrow comes the Criterion, second row. You see the Scream Factory, and after Scream Factory, we got like very different stuff like Eureka and all that stuff. And over further, there's like the Mon Macabres. There's my Kinos right behind me, right there. There's the Shameless with the yellow cases, and over what you can't see now, but you probably saw a minute ago, with were those red cases over there, which is my 88 film slasher classics collection. So there's quite a few things there. I do like to put it by company because rather than put it by like film series or something like that, I do like company because when you put the companies together like the KLs, you can see how cool and how like kind of impressive it looks together. Next up is Bushman Blue. Hey, Bushman. Awesome. Great to showcase the movie at the beginning of the video, which I showcased 3 today, so hopefully you like that. So he said that he has the Blob, the Umbrella version of the Blob, which is a great, like the remake of the Blob is fantastic. He's hoping the Indicator is going to release more Bronson. Same here. I know they put out Stone Killer, and I definitely want to get that one from them down the road. He's asking if I'm going to be getting the Old Dark House. That's another one coming out in May, I think. I got to pace myself, but that's one that's definitely. I love the slip of the whole dark. I love the cover and the new look, the Old Dark House. I'm really looking forward to that Eureka one. Uri mentions here because I got a name wrong, and I am somebody that will tell you right out. I will get things wrong, and I will appreciate it if I get something wrong. And you kindly like say, you know, that wasn't quite right. This is what it was. I appreciate stuff like that. So this is the second time I think that was mentioned. So Sensei Green basically mentioned that Yun Bo, I confuse him with Bolo Young, which are 2 extremely different people. Yun Bo, I should have known because if it's the guy that I'm thinking of, he was in Once Upon a Time in China. Like the first one, I think his role was recast in the second one. I'm pretty sure it was recast second one. Yeah, it was recast. But he did a great job in that. So I should have known but I'm a huge Bull Young fan and Tiger Claws. So hope look out for King of Kickboxers, King of Kickboxers 2. Oh, yes. He hasn't seen Savage Streets, dude. Get on that seeing Savage Streets thing. Savage Streets, it's freaking awesome. Danny Simon's best film by far, right up there with like Halloween, with Friday 13th Part 5. A lot of people don't like Friday 13th Part 5, but I do, so we're going to put that number. They're on even keel. I'm sure your loyal fan base would like to see you break. He means breakdance. I mentioned breakdancing in one of my videos. Leroy, my good friend. Nobody wants to see this guy breakdance. Basically because it would be a while before I made another video, because unlike when I was 16 or 17 years old, I'm not 16 or 17 years old anymore. And what would happen to me now if I break dance? Cats running upstairs. There'd be some limbs breaking. Just saying. I like this. Hank Sampson. I have no particular like preference for video length. So the beauty of YouTube is that viewers can choose like how they want to do it, and just as long as there's regular basically content on a regular basis. I'm doing my best, Hank. I promise. Going forward, I'm hoping to do even better when it comes to like content on a regular basis. And then Hank was a little bit worried that where I did mention like, I want to make sure I like the time why I got like sweet spot. He said, don't worry about sweet spots or formulas. Be you, make videos that are you, and that's the advice that I give to everybody. So it's nice to have it heard back to me. Saying, be yourself. That's what makes your video stronger. Definitely. I do this for the love of making the videos. I'm definitely not making my YouTube. I love to, but my idea right now is I'm in a comfortable spot. I got some amazing people that comment on a regular basis. Some people that are really are dear to me, and I've just been fantastic. So what I'm doing right now, and one of the big major focuses on my videos, is to pay it forward for other channels that may have gotten as much recognition or as much like notice, to mention them, like Lampy Man 101, like Bailey Walsh, like so many of those other channels out there that I would definitely like. You mention a channel to me, you say this is a channel that you like, I'm probably going to mention it on here. So I just want to pay it forward and get like new eyes on on some channels that I think really deserve it. Indie Phantom, hey there, guy. He loves the trailer tapes. So he highly recommends the trailer trauma. I heard that's really good, actually. It said containing amazing commentaries for the full length of the trailer. I love if I get a trailer tape and there's a commentary as well. Damn, that's like, I listen to commentary. See, I'll watch movies like during the day and I'll watch them before I go to sleep and stuff. But right before I go to sleep, I listen to a podcast. So I could be listening to like anything. I could be listening to like Moods podcast, Moods 616, like it does them with a bunch of people. There's like a few podcasts I listen to. Shockwaves, of course, Rob and Elric and Rebecca, and just great stuff. Screamcast, because I'm a real big fan of BJ. I think she likes a lot. She likes a lot of Vinegar Syndrome stuff that I like. She's cool. So there's a lot of them. I'll do like a video sometime on like podcasts. Kathy Bennett, new subscriber. Thank you. Welcome, Kathy. Welcome to the channel. Hope you don't mind me mentioning you on here, but I kind of do that for my for my subscribers, for my commenters. Hope you're here for a long time. Hope you're a long-time commenter as well. Really do look forward to that. And any insight that you want to give, I want to hear it. And I want to hear. So please talk louder from Stop Eating Animals. Yes. You watched one of my earlier videos, and I'm mic'd up now, so you're getting the. I don't know if I'm talking louder, but the mic's catching the voice better. So yeah, that's something that people like really wanted to see me do, was to like get a mic and be able to like talk better, because I was doing videos here and stuff like that. So there you go. That's our comment section for this time around. Hopefully it'll be nice and filled up again. We'll have a nice another long comment section. But you know what that meant? That meant it took us a long time to get to Hammer versus Amicus. Do I still want to do it today? Or do I want to leave it till next time? Let's start it. We'll see how we go. Over the years, I've been a very big fan of both Hammer and Amicus. Two very different film companies that had some very different stuff, but they always kind of get like paired against each other. Hammer and Amicus used a lot of the same directors, they used a lot of the same actors, and we are going to get in depth with Hammer and Amicus. And I hate to do this, guys, but we're gonna get in depth looking at some of my favorite Hammer, some of my favorite Amicus. We're gonna go over both companies next time, right here in the movie library. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll make sure that when I upload this video, I'm going to upload the Hammer and Amicus video along with it. So, guys, hopefully don't get too mad at me. But comment section and all the other stuff went a little bit longer than I expected, and I want to do a proper justice to Hammer and Amicus video. So I'll be back. But right now, I'm talking for over an hour, and it's before I shoot this Hammer and Amicus video, which will be done tonight. So it's still going to be a big, long night of video for me, and hopefully for watching for both of you guys. Hammer versus Amicus, Amicus versus Hammer. Who wins in the throwdown? I'll find out next time in the movie library. It's time for tea.